Hello all, welcome to Tech Visas. In this video, we will talk about single master replication technique. So as we know that in any application, we normally have multiple servers which keep serving the customers or clients, right, for their request. So whenever a customer is interacting with one server, he or she might update it, right, with some data. But how do we ensure that other nodes or other servers in that environment are also in sync? So in this video, we are going to see a few techniques like how can we make updates in the other nodes using the synchronous and asynchronous modes. So we will talk about these two techniques in this video. To understand a single master replication technique, let us assume that we have four nodes or four servers in our application. So here, node A, we have like a master node that is responsible for all the writes happening in the application. Other three nodes like B, C, and D are basically slave nodes which are getting the updates from node A, and they are used just for the read-only request. So whenever there are requests coming for write, they are going to master node, node A, and it is doing the updates. But whenever there are some read requests, they can also go to the node B, C, and D. So now with this technique, we can keep all the four nodes in the sync because all the writes are happening at node A, that is the master node. And whenever this write happening, now the onus is on the master node and it is going to send update request to all the other slave nodes. So this is how we make sure that all the application servers in this application keep in sync. So there are two techniques like how can we achieve this. One is the synchronous replication technique, and second is the asynchronous technique. So here we have a client and the primary node and the secondary nodes, right? So now in synchronous replication, if client want to write something, then request will go to the primary node. So now primary node responsibility is to propagate these changes to the other secondary node. So it is going to send first it will update its own local database or local file storage. Then it will send this request to the other secondary nodes, right? Now it is sending request to the secondary node 2 and 1. So after all the secondary nodes complete their writing right at the local storage, then now primary node will send back a response to the client that okay, we are done. So now because what is happening here? So first step is that primary node will update its local, then it will send that request to all the secondary nodes so that uh, even if like maybe it because like it will take some more time, like client will wait more because if you have multiple secondary nodes, it might take more time, right? But it will make sure that data across all the nodes, maybe primary or secondary nodes, will remain consistent. So whenever client want to do any read request, suppose if it goes to the secondary two, right? It will be getting the correct data. So in synchronous application, the main challenge is that it might be slow because primary node will wait till it gets confirmation from all other secondary nodes that they are done updating. Then only it will update the client that okay, it is completed. But when we talk about the asynchronous replication, here where the thing is like as soon as the client send request to the primary node, right? It will update it local and send response back. Okay, it is done. So here what is happening that the primary node is not updating the all the other nodes because Here, it just send back response right away after doing updates locally. So now after response is sent back to client, primary is going to propagate this data or this request to other secondary nodes. So here now the main challenge is that suppose now client want to do some read query, right? So read might go to the other secondary node. So at that time, it might read some wrong data or maybe some old data because the application is still pending. It's not completely done. So that's why in asynchronous replication, the advantage is that it is fast because the primary node is not waiting to update all the other nodes and sending response right away, but data might be read from another node by client, might be stale or old. So this is like one challenge with this asynchronous application. So now we have both these technique which can be utilized based on the use cases because like if you want like more consistent approach, then you have to use the synchronous way, but if you want the fast response, then you have to use the asynchronous replication. So it's like a trade-off. So for this video, that's it. And thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Please leave comments or questions and please subscribe as well. Thanks a lot.